Welcome back, folks. We have the Dow up 37, Nasdaq up 15, S&P's up 5, and we have our man, Mr. Sal Gilbertie. Sal, folks, is the president of Teucrium Funds. Now, of course, Teucrium Funds, when we talk about the commodity business, when we're talking about what we're eating, we're talking about corn, soybeans, wheat, sugar. You can put them all together. Bottom line is that you can trade these on the NYSE in the ETF structures. Corn is C-O-R-N. Soybeans is S-O-Y-B. You got wheat, W-E-A-T. Sugarcane, C-A-N-E. And if you'd like to put them all together, T-A-G-S. Sal Gilbertie, welcome back to TFNN. Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving, Tom. Good to be here.
Hey, man, I'm telling you, first off, it's great. Tommy and I are with you.
Sal,
okay?
What's happening? Great to talk to you.
Tommy, great to talk to you.
You too.
Now, check this out. This is pretty intense, folks. We have the dollar up 550 ticks, and the commodities aren't getting killed. How about that, huh?
Well, I think commodities have been so oversold. It's unbelievable. And in particular, our expertise is in the grains.
Yes.
And it's interesting to talk about that on Thanksgiving. I just looked up a few facts quickly before the show.
Yeah.
And, Americans, according to CNN, they ate 46 million turkeys last Thanksgiving.
We're going to eat
Thanksgiving Day alone.
We're eating 2 of them at our house.
There's something out there called the National... Yeah, well, there you go. And 3/4 of a turkey's food is basically soybeans and corn. That's what that is. That's
wow.
the National Turkey Federation. Believe it or not, there's something out there called the National Turkey Federation, and they claim that 3/4 of a turkey's food is soybeans and corn.
Yeah.
If you look up on Penn State, I think has a chart for turkey growers, and depending on the size you grow your bird to, your bird's going to eat between 40 and 100 pounds of food. So if you convert that to bushels, I think every bird on every table out there is going to eat a bushel or so of corn and soybeans. It adds up. But think about everything you eat, from the wheat in the pie crust, the corn in the bird, the actual corn in your whatever kind of corn pudding or thing that's your tradition in your family.
Sure.
It's all grain. So people are not going to stop eating. And so it doesn't matter what the dollar does. It doesn't matter what the stock market does. It doesn't matter what the headline news is. People are still eating grains.
And what's so intriguing, Sal, is that you had brought up seasonally, and as the soybeans, the corn, the wheat have been down and been basing off for quite a while. It's amazing to me. Because if in fact the dollar just continues to go higher, I always kind of look at these and say, well, food's not going to go to zero. You know what I mean? It's like, but today, what happens inside the commodity markets today, folks. So check this out. You have corn is up 0.6%, soybeans is up 0.4, wheat is up 0.3. I'm looking at this and say, man, that's pretty cool, meaning when you're looking at that divergence between how strong the dollar is and say, okay, foodstuffs, guess what? We're going to start paying more money for food, or we're not going to have any food, right?
That's right. I think it affects people around the globe more. The price of the dollar makes, obviously, our exports less competitive.
Okay.
So domestically, we've seen a bear market for 2 reasons. One, we have plenty of supply of these grains, and 2, we do have a stronger dollar. That said, the points of origin like the Black Sea, where wheat is most competitive right now on a global market, they run out of wheat. At some point, they're done selling their stores of wheat. People will have to turn to South America, which they're doing now. It's very competitive for soybeans out of South America right now.
Yeah.
And then you come to America, which is, it truly is the world's breadbasket. So you will see at some point a disconnect between the dollar and agricultural commodities, just because you have to get them from somewhere, no matter what they cost or what currency you're using.
Yeah. It was neat, Sal. We were out eating 2 nights ago, and the server was from Chicago. And I says, oh, man, you're from the cattle capital of the world, And he's looking at me, well, what do you mean? I says, well, you know how Chicago got there, right? Meaning that you had all the farmers bringing in all the supplies into Chicago and all the meat in Chicago. And he said, really? And I says, oh, my God, it's amazing that, sometimes when you break this down, just how important. And I just think back in the history books, like I remember when they first saying the breadbasket, I remember those pictures as far as you could see were fields. You know what I mean?
It's true.
Yeah.
It's true. And you know, you mentioned the seasonal earlier. The delivery point generally for every contract is Chicago. The rails go there. Basis trading is based upon futures prices, which generally have a Chicago delivery point for many of these grains. It gets more complicated than that, but to keep it understandable, that what you just said goes. It goes perfectly. But I think it's very important to note the seasonals here. In fact, in one of the industry newsletters this morning pointed out that the voice from the tomb says that Friday is the day to buy wheat.
Really?
For people not familiar with that, you can go to their website. I'm not a subscriber, but it's a really good service where it does the seasonals. So there are certain times, because of weather, because of the cosmos and the fact that we live on planet Earth, because of growing seasons.
Sure.
That's why grains are so cyclical. The fourth quarter, as we've said, is a very seasonal, cyclical low point generally for especially corn and soybeans. And of course, December, which is right around the corner here, it's put more lows in for the price of corn than any other calendar month in the last 26 years.
And it's pretty cool, that folks can trade these now as ETF structures.
That's right. We brought these ETFs out because, about a large portion of the world, probably 99% of investors, either can't trade futures or are not permitted to trade futures. We think made it easy. These are unleveraged, long-only funds. They trade on the New York Stock Exchange. The ticker's as easy as can be. Type corn in, and up the fund comes. And so I think people have ags underestimated in their portfolios. Jim Rogers gave an interview within the past several weeks where he said he believes people should have 10% of their portfolio in agricultural commodities.
Sure. I mean, we eat them.
It's a great diversification, without a doubt.
Yeah, and people know about gold as a diversifier. They know about oil and its importance in the economy and as a diversifier. I think most people don't realize that grains, in particular, corn, soybeans, wheat, and of course sugar, which isn't a grain, but it's an agricultural commodity widely consumed. Those four things are less correlated to stocks over long periods of time than gold, and far less correlated to stocks over long periods of time than energy. And it's interesting. People will include energy in a portfolio and buy energy when the price cycles down, knowing it's going to go up because the demand is there. Well, guess what? Grains are there too, and the demand for grains won't stop. In fact, I would submit that people would rather be cold than hungry, and so they're going to use grains no matter what.
Yeah,
either along with or even before their energy needs.
That's a fact, and we know there's more people each and every day, man. Unbelievable.
It's true.
Well, listen, man, I can't. We all can't wait for Thanksgiving, and we're going to be eating those birds. And
we're going to do our part.
We're going to do our part, man.
As will I. I wish you guys a happy Thanksgiving.
You also
too, Sal.
have a great one. Have a safe one. Look forward to speaking to you again, Sal.
Be well.
Okay,
Take care.
man. Have a great one. It's amazing that how just our country got established. You get Chicago, you get the wheat basket, you get everything coming into Chicago. Chicago's a monster.
Points of hub, right?
Yeah, points of hub.
Especially, we're talking about Amazon delivery. Delivery is the fastest way to get things out.
Yeah.
At that point, they need those hubs.
And that's where you go to the Dow Industrials, because at the beginning was those, and how to get them there.
That's right, everything.
Stay right there, folks. Tommy and I come right back.